A UN investigation has found that the capture of the Sudanese city of El Fasher by a paramilitary group bears the hallmarks that point towards a genocide. The UN probe has concluded that the Rapid Support Forces or the RSF seizure of the city in October last year had inflicted 3 days of absolute horror. The global agency has called for those responsible to be brought to justice. The probe was carried out by the United Nations Independent Fact-Finding Mission since April 2023. The conflict between Sudan's army and the paramilitary RSF has killed tens of thousands and has also forced 11 million people to flee from their homes. Now, the RSF, in fact, took over at El Fasher at the end of October last year, and it was the last of the remaining strongholds of the Sudanese armed forces in the Darfur region. And this followed an 18-month siege. The siege led to what the UN mission calls 3 days of horror in El Fasher. And this includes mass killings, rape and torture, as well as inflicting conditions of life calculated to bring about the group's physical destruction. The humanitarian officials say that the situation for women and girls has deteriorated sharply since fighting erupted nearly 3 years ago.
Sexual violence against women and girls has reached simplifyingly horrific levels, simply put. Documented cases have nearly tripled, and we know this is a fraction of the real scale, given the barriers to reporting. Partners have also witnessed a sharp rise in female genital mutilation, domestic violence, exploitation, and child and forced marriage.
Britain's Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper described the findings as page after page of the most distressing accounts imaginable.
A pregnant woman was asked how far she was in her pregnancy. When she responded 7 months, he fired 7 bullets into her abdomen, killing her. Hospitals, medical personnel, the sick and wounded were not spared. And survivors reported being raped in front of their relatives, including their children.
Now, the United States on Thursday imposed sanctions on 3 commanders of the RSF over their role in the siege and the capture of El Fasher. The U.S. Special Envoy for Africa, Mossad Boulor, told the Council that their message is pretty consistent and that those responsible for the atrocities, whether aligned with the RSF, the SAF or any other armed factions, will face consequences. Meanwhile, the UN mission has warned that urgent protection of civilians is needed now more than ever in neighbouring Kordofan state. Now, Kordofan has been the flashpoint of fighting since the RSF's capture of El Fasher. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.